Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. One thing over my life that I've learned is that you have to be independent. Now, this advice goes for guys or girls, but it's really important as individuals for us to feel a sense of inner strength, that we're in charge of our own journey, for us to have a sense of responsibility. We need to be able to be as independent as we can, emotionally and physically, financially, and in every way. There's nothing wrong with being in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with sharing money in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with having a joint bank account if you're married. But have your own money. My grandparents were married. My grandmother's dead. My grandfather is 98 years old. When they were married, and they were married for 64 years or something like that, they owned properties together. They had joint money together that they spent off of. But my grandmother had her own money. She had her own bank account with her own money in it. And so did my grandfather. And they would discuss large purchases, homes, property, business, whatever they were going to, cars, whatever that was a large purchase. They would discuss that like two business partners, like two individuals with vested interests. Always be able to support yourself. Guys, especially guys, I talk to guys about this a lot because I've run into it. Maybe it's just the town that I live in. Maybe it's just the state that I'm in. Maybe it's just a Florida thing. I don't know. But there's a lot of broke fucking dudes here that can't survive, that would be out in the streets or in a jail cell if it wasn't for their old lady. They have to have that bitch. They hate her. Their relationship is obviously, and I'm not just talking about one guy here. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dudes. This is the way that they operate in the state of Florida. And they're in these miserable relationships with these miserable people simply because they're like gold diggers. They have no survival skills. They're not taking care of themselves well enough. I know some real good-hearted, sweet dudes, some real nice guys, guys that you would like, really charismatic, just really good people that are like this, where they are not independent enough. They're not emotionally independent enough. I know guys that are not only are they financially incapable of taking care of themselves 100%, they have to have somebody else to input with their bills and with cigarette money and all that, or else they just become bums. But emotionally, they can't be a solid rock. They can't handle it. Every day they have to whine and complain and moan to their wives about work, about how their boss sucks, their manager sucks, this sucks, that person sucks, the commute sucks, their back hurts. Everything sucks. They're always complaining and complaining. And they have to have that pat on the head like a little puppy, that coochie coo like a little baby, that you'll be okay, you'll be okay. And I've been at people's houses for dinner and they have these conversations and it's just uncomfortable. And I'll be like, man, you guys are my age. We're adults. How come you guys can't fucking hold it together? Dude, why are you complaining to your wife like she's your mother? A lot of guys, they never really get a true chance to be independent. Maybe they had a high school job. Maybe they had a paper route in junior high. Maybe they used that money to buy their first car, but that's not financial independence. You know, maybe they had never really been through anything in this world hard without somebody there to be supportive for them, without their mother or their father, their older brother, somebody that's there that they use as a go-to. They've never fallen hard and had nobody there to pick them up. People need to learn what it's like to go through tough times on their own with no help. Nobody's got their hand out for you. There's no number you can call. You're fucked. And you're going to have to figure this out on your own. That's an incredible lesson. That's one of the most powerful lessons of life. Because that builds resilience. It builds strength. It builds the type of person that realizes, okay, I know where my limits are. I know what's uncomfortable. I know what I'm willing to put up with. I know when it's time to fight harder, time to swim harder. Some motherfuckers just think life is a game. They don't really get it. They go from their parents house to their university dormitory or into the military, typically one of the two. I guess nowadays it's different. Kids stay at home until they're 30. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't an option when I was a kid. People were getting kicked out. 18 years old, parents were sitting there waiting, counting down on your 18th birthday. Happy birthday, son. You get the fuck out. I mean, that's the way it used to be. It's not like that anymore. But you need to be able to become more independent. Don't be one of these wimp-ass motherfuckers who needs other people to always be there for them. Now, I'm not saying don't have other people there for you. Build a support system. Have people that you can go to and bounce ideas off of, and that may help you along your journey. Guides that help guide you along the path of life. That we all need that. That's, part of the hero's journey. But if something happens in your life and you take a fall, always make sure that you have a foundation that you've built up, that's you, that has nothing to do with your relationships, nothing to do with your family, nothing to do with other people. It's just you. There's a foundation of who you are that you've built up. So no matter what happens, say that your wife of 30 years dumps you for some reason and your relationship is over and it's a Mack truck. You didn't see it coming. Bam, that shit's over. What then? You go out in the streets and push a shopping cart? I know guys that's happened to. It sucks. Yeah, the relationship sucks. Maybe she's a bitch. You can scream at the world, scream at God and shake your fist, but what are you going to do? Why did you have to fall so far? Because you had nothing to stand on. You're standing on a cardboard box. Build yourself up like a goddamn mountain. Become mentally and physically strong. You don't need anybody to take care of you. Be there for others. Be strong enough to take care of others. You don't need somebody to pay your bills, to go in on shit with them. Maybe you have some joint lifestyle and it provides you this big, giant mansion. I get it. You want to live in a big house. A lot of people get off on that shit. But if you have to move out, if the relationship breaks up and one of you has to go, don't go live in an alleyway. Don't make it go homeless. It doesn't have to be either or. Have your own money like my grandparents did. I have a friend of mine in Atlanta. She's doing it right. Her and her husband just broke up, unfortunately, and they were a good couple, and everybody's kind of shocked that it happened, and it's a little bit of drama, but whatever. And I had thought that she was more fragile. I guess I didn't know her well enough, but I thought that she was more fragile than she was. Oh no, she's hard as a rock. This is not affecting her. She did not crumble because this marriage broke up, because her husband, this dream guy, did what he did. She's fine. She has her own money. She has her own career. Yesterday she had a relationship, today she didn't, but today she can still stay on track with what she's got to do to move forward with her life as a person, as an individual. That's strength. I know what it's like to break down when you have a breakup, to completely fall apart. And that's what happened to me when me and my fiance broke up right before the wedding. Thank God, I look back on it with 2020 hindsight, and I am so thankful that we broke up before the wedding instead of afterwards. I had another buddy of mine who, him and his wife broke up, like, I don't know the exact timeline, but I'm talking a week. Immediately, they had posts on Facebook of their marriage. And I didn't go to their wedding, but it was a big wedding, lots of people there, and everybody's happy. They were a great couple. And then it was like a week later, bam, it's over. They hate each other, talking shit about each other. It's just done. I'm glad that wasn't me. Sometimes you got to look back on the hard times that you go through, the hard shit that you go through, the stuff that's like a curveball where you didn't just step in shit. Someone threw shit at you. Someone pushed you off a cliff. This fucking sucked. You got to look back on some of those things as valuable lessons, as lucky breaks. I look back on a lot of the mishaps as lucky breaks. I've changed my outlook on the past. That way you don't run from it so much. You can embrace it. You have to be more independent, guys. Have your own vehicle. Stop having your old lady drive you around. That's another one I see in this town a lot. Oh my God. How many guys do I know in this motherfucking town that don't have a car? Why don't you have a car? Every single fucking dude needs a vehicle. If you don't have a motorcycle or a car, you're a little punk. Really, you're a chump. I look down on you. I judge the fuck out of you. You loser motherfucker. Where you riding your little bicycle? You gonna walk? You take the bus? Have a goddamn vehicle. A grown man has a fucking vehicle. I mean, I see this shit every fucking day. I know a guy, he's dead. Rest in peace to this motherfucker. He was a good guy. Some people didn't like him. I did. This guy, Richie. Richie never had a car. He drove his old lady's car. His old lady's car had pink graphics over the windshield, on the top of the windshield that said Princess. And you'd see Richie driving around wearing one of these wife beaters just like me, and he's got tattoos, and he thought he was real tough kind of guy, and he's driving his old lady's car, Princess. It's like, dude, get your own fucking car. What's wrong with you? I think you get what I'm saying, though, because all this leads to building yourself stronger. When you're independent, it doesn't mean you can't share with others. It doesn't mean you isolate yourself in the mountains and become a mountain man. You live your same life. You're just not dependent upon others. You're not a burden upon others. You're not always drawing from them. You are the well, and you're the one giving. Thanks for watching.